How's it going, YouTube? This is Manny from Manny Fresh Bets, bringing you my NCAA football Week 0 picks. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would subscribe, like, comment, and share. For those that have been following me, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. MLB is just not my sport. I've won some bets, but I've lost plenty. You just have to know when to stop and just take a step back. Not bet on sports that are not your thing, not your forte. It's okay to not bet and just keep your money, then bet with a sport that you're not 100% sure and just keep losing money. So that's what kind of been doing. I won some strikeout parlays for MLB. I won some bets with Korean baseball. But other than that, I have been kind of staying away from baseball. And now it's football season, so I'm getting ready to get my picks for the NFL. And now I'm bringing you my Week 0 picks. So on here we have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks, or 6 games, I should say, for this weekend, all on Saturday. August 27th. I've made a few bets already with these, so I'm going to share the ones that I've made. For this Nebraska Northwestern game, Nebraska is the better team. They just have had so much turnovers, a lot of guys going through the transfer portal. I believe the Nebraska coach fired pretty much all his assistants. So it's basically his last straw. If he doesn't win now, or at least makes a bowl game, he's pretty much done. Northwestern is not a great team, but I believe that 12.5 points is too many. I think I checked a few days ago. This was at 13.5, I believe. So I guess Vegas is noticing the same thing. I didn't take any other props here. I just noticed that they added this. So if I I'll do some more research. And if I see that I like some guys there for the anytime touchdown scorer, I will add that video. But for now, as you can see, I made 6 bets already. I'm going to give you 4, I believe. And like I said, I like Northwestern here with the plus points. I just don't trust Nebraska. Like I said, Nebraska is the better team. I just don't trust them enough to lay that many points with. For Illinois versus Wyoming, Wyoming is another team that lost a lot of guys on the transfer portal. They were an okay team, but Illinois is just a better team. They're stronger, they're faster, better receivers, better defense. So I took Illinois at minus 12.5 points there. I know that's a big number, especially for Week 0. So if you want to take them just on the money line, I wouldn't blame you there. Then for the Charlotte versus Florida Atlantic game, it's a big number. It's 60.5 points, but I took the over. These two teams don't have defense. It's just plain and simple. They're probably not going to stop anyone. I believe this game is going to be like a 41, 42 to like 30. Something within those lines, 30, even 34, 31 gets us obviously over that 60.5. So I think that points are going to come early and often in that game. Like I said, defense is not their strong suit. So I'm taking the over in that game. Then I'm taking Nevada versus New Mexico State. New Mexico State is a really bad team. I believe there was a poll for college football teams, and New Mexico State was probably one of the worst, if not the worst, Division I team. So I trust Nevada, even though Nevada has had a lot of turnover. I believe Carson Strong, and all these guys, they pretty much already graduated. Some went to the NFL. But I think Nevada's still the better team. So I took them at the money line. They were at minus 340, which is a lot. But for this parlay, it works out because the 5-leg parlay is at 1,619. And then for Hawaii, this one is I trust the over a little more, and you'll see another pick that I took for this game. But Vanderbilt is not a team that I want to be laying that many points with. I believe they are the better team here. Hawaii is pretty much starting from scratch. They have a new coach, new system. A lot of guys that are, kind of starting fresh, freshmen, guys that haven't played a lot. And as you can see, I only took a 50-cent wager to win 860. I'm not going crazy. This is week 0. A lot of crazy things happen, just like in the NFL for week 1 and 2. So I made a 50-cent bet to win almost $9. Again, I think Hawaii will keep it close. So that was the first 5-leg parlay I made. I made another 5-leg parlay here, as you can see. Again, I took Northwestern at the plus money. I took Illinois at minus 12.5. Then I took Florida Atlantic at the money line. They're 290. So I took that. That's my third pick for this 5-leg parlay. Then I went the other route, and I took New Mexico State at plus 8.5. Again, I think New Mexico State is not a great team, but again, Nevada's just, a lot of turnover. I think New Mexico State is probably going to keep it close, maybe within a touchdown, so we can pretty much win that leg in that bet. And then again, I took Hawaii at plus 8.5. For the third pick, I took Nebraska just outright. I took them at minus 490. Again, I think Nebraska is the better team. They like I mentioned before, they just had a lot of turnover. It's the coach is basically, he's on his last legs. So I think they're going to be playing hard there. I just took them on the money line just because I think Northwestern might keep this one close. And then for the Illinois and Wyoming game, I took that under 43.5. Illinois has a very good running game. So I think if they get up like 7, 10 points, they're going to run the clock. They're going to run the ball. Clock is going to be running. I don't think Wyoming is going to be able to score many points on Illinois. They got a decent defense. So I think this goes under the total of 43.5. Then again, I took, the other two picks that I took in the other parlays. I took Florida Atlantic at the money line. Then I took New Mexico State at plus 8.5. And then for the Hawaii and Vanderbilt game, instead of taking Hawaii at the plus money, I think it's plus 8.5. I took the over 53.5. Again, I didn't bet too much. I only bet 50 cents on this. I'm not going crazy. I'm gonna kind of look at what every team is doing. Look at trends. Look at how they're playing. And then kind of start betting a little more on these NCAA football teams and games. So I took the over 53.5. Then I took a 4-leg parlay. Again, I took Northwestern plus money, Illinois at minus 12.5. Then I took New Mexico State and Hawaii both at plus 8.5. Again, I think these two teams are going to keep it close against Nevada and Vanderbilt. And then kind of a crazy, I always give you guys 3 or 4 plays, and then I give you kind of a lotto play, a home run play, where it's, the odds are very high. Obviously, the likelihood of this happening is low, but when it hits, you hit big. So I took a 25-leg parlay, and basically I took all the better teams at the money line. So I took Nebraska, Florida Atlantic, Nevada, Vanderbilt, and Pittsburgh. And that Pittsburgh game starts Thursday, so of next week. And then obviously I took those 4 teams that play Saturday. So if we're still alive on those 4 teams, then we have all the other teams that play later on in the other week. So we took Pitt against West Virginia. Very close game, but I think Pitt is the better team there. Took Oklahoma State. They're going to annihilate Central Michigan. I don't think that game is going to be close. Then I took Tennessee, obviously, against Ball State. Ball State is a team that I've bet on a lot last year, and I won some pretty good money with, especially on the overs. So, minus 7,000 is a very high number. Obviously, Tennessee is the greater team. But if you want to take a look at the over, you can probably do that and bet the over. And it's going to be a better bet for you if you want to do that. Missouri against Louisiana Tech, again, very high number. just because of the disparity between those two teams. Same thing with Minnesota against New Mexico State. I already talked about New Mexico State being probably the worst D1 team in the country. Minnesota's a really good team. Then I took Michigan State versus Western Michigan. Again, that kind of a David versus Goliath type game. And, Goliath is probably going to win by a lot. Virginia Tech, I took them against Old Dominion. Old Dominion is not something that I worry about. Then I took Duke against Temple. This one worries me a little bit because Duke is kind of hit or miss in football. Obviously, we know how great they are in basketball, but I think they can beat Temple. And then I took NC State against East Carolina. I took Maryland against Buffalo. I took Michigan against Colorado State. UCLA against Bowling Green. That UCLA game, you might want to take a look at the over. Again, UCLA is going to score a ton of points. Bowling Green is probably going to try to keep up, so I can see the over going there. Then I took Oklahoma against UTEP, Georgia against Oregon, BYU versus South Florida, Ole Miss, I got them beating Troy, USC, I got them beating Rice, Kentucky, I have them beating Miami of Ohio, Mississippi State, I got them beating Memphis. Memphis is a sneaky team, but I think Mississippi State is going to win that game. And then I took South Carolina against Georgia State. And then I took Alabama against Utah State. So for that one, I bet $3 to win $75. Like I mentioned, only 4 of these teams are playing this weekend. If we survive Nebraska, Florida Atlantic, Nevada, and Vanderbilt, then we go on to the next week. And Thursday, then it goes to September 2nd, September 3rd. And by September 3rd, we should know if we win that bet, that last game, Alabama. So that's going to do it there, guys. These are my week 0 picks for the NCAA football. If you guys enjoy the video, I would greatly appreciate if you guys subscribe, like, comment, and share. I gave out a giveaway at 100 subscribers. Gave out another one at 200. I'm trying to get to at least 500, 600 subscribers. So keep up the energy. I see a lot of people hitting me up on Twitter. So if you want to hit me up on Twitter, it's at Manny Fresh Bets. I post some picks there as well, especially live picks. For example, the Vanderbilt game. Let me see. Yeah, so they're playing Hawaii. The Vanderbilt game, if I see, I took the over and I took Hawaii at plus 8.5. If I see that Vanderbilt is down by like 7 or 10, which I don't think is going to happen, but if Hawaii scores really quickly, I might take Vanderbilt at the plus line, at the spread, because if Vanderbilt is a 8.5 point favorite now and Hawaii scores really quickly, that spread might go down to like 3 or 4 or 5, and that's a better bet. So take a look at that. Follow me on Twitter, because if I see that Hawaii scores fairly quickly or they're up, I'm probably going to take Vanderbilt at the spread, because that spread is going to go down from 8.5, like I said, to maybe like 5, 4, maybe we might even get them at 3. And if that's the case, that's a better value. So I'm definitely going to bet that one in there. So again, guys, really appreciate it. Like, comment, and share. Let's get to 500 subscribers. I'm trying to do another giveaway for that as well. Good luck on your week 0 week 0 NCAA football bets, and we will talk soon. Again, I might put up a props for the anytime touchdown. Just got to do a little bit more research on the guys. There's a lot of new faces on these teams, so I'm trying to get more accustomed to those things. All right, guys, take care. God bless, and let's make some money together. Take care, guys.